For me, it's end of season for snowboarding, and before I pack away all my clothes for the next season, I want to share how I dress for the snowboarding in Northern California. I'm sure you can apply similar gear or clothing in other locations, but my primary destinations are in Northern California, mainly Heavenly, North Star, and Kirkwood, as I'm Epic season pass holders and for the Vail Corporation. I'm going to start from top down. And one of my weak thing is I always get cold on my chin. That's why I need a face cover. And I typically wear something like this, neck face cover first on my chin. If it's really cold day, I might wear this second one. And this is good for snowing condition, to repel the snow coming on your face. And I know some people don't like wearing helmets, and I'm very, very strongly favor for the helmet. And make sure you get the helmet that fits your head comfortably, and also if you have a little adjustment that you can just make adjustment to fit around your head better, that's always more comfortable. And I explained to other snowboarders or skiers, you're not getting hurt because what you're doing wrong. You can always get hit by somebody else. And one of my snowboarding instructor buddy got hit on his jaw, and he had to eat out of a straw, drink out of straw for next month, and because somebody just ran into him. And next thing is goggle. There are many different choices in goggle, but I like one you can change the lens. And I typically have a couple extra lens. And also, I put some the fog defender system or anti-fogger. That way it minimizes potential fog in your goggle. And I do wear glasses, and I do have a little insert to wear inside of my goggle that minimize potential fogging around your glasses. It makes it a lot more comfortable. This is kind of old model made by Smith's Optic. I think there's a newer model. You just get a prescription lens replacement and clip in. I use that for my snowboarding goggle and also my road biking or biking glasses too. And some of the optional feature, this is my old helmet made by Smith, that you can have this slider to open the little ventilation on top of head. I think this is made by Juro. So there are many good manufacturers. I don't have one preference over others. Next one's my base layer, and I had this base layer for a long time, probably about 15 years, and still works well. And it's probably my go-to base layer. And next one is made by OR. It's the wool base layer. And most important thing about base layers is make sure you are wearing fabric that's made by that would not absorb moisture like cotton. You want to avoid as much as possible. And after base layer, I got many different combinations. I have, vest in the warm days, and some synthetic jacket or down jacket, and most important, outside shell jacket. It's made by Gore-Tex fabric, or you can buy some other water repelling fabric. I think there's many different types these days. And I'm not sponsored by OR, I just like their product, and I got a lot of their products. And several good option you're looking for your jacket is make sure you got a lot of pockets all around, and make sure you can open up under your arm to give you some additional ventilation during the warm days. I think that's important. And this one I wish they had was the snow skirt. Some of vests got snow skirt, this one doesn't. I wish they had that. It's nice to have that option when you're riding powder days. That way you don't have to worry about snow getting in under your jacket. Next is gloves. Believe me, I got over dozens of different type gloves, and these are my two go-to gloves. And Hastra, it's a Gore-Tex mitten. This is probably best snowboarding gloves. And during the cold days, I just have a little hand warmer inside. Then as the day gets warm, I can just dispose that. And this is my spring gloves. It kind of wore off, but always nice to have a spring gloves. That way you don't have to constantly remove your heavier gloves during the warm days. And try some, and I think this is my size 9 large size gloves. And one thing about gloves, make sure you have your wrist strap on. As you ride up and down, up on the lift chairs, you see a lot of people drop their gloves because they don't have this guard, wrist strap guard. That way, you always want to put that on. That way, when you remove gloves, you don't have to worry about losing your gloves. And these gloves are not cheap. That's why you don't want to lose them. And if your gloves didn't come with it, you can just make one like I did, or you can buy some of this on the like Evo.com or Amazon for like $5 to $10 per pair. And especially these days, the amount you're paying for a nice glove, you want to have that. And that was it for the top. That I'm going to get in the bottom. Wear some wool or synthetic bottom base long john. These are two of my favorite one. You can see one is made by merino wool icebreaker, other one's dual fold. And after that, socks. That's another items. I got many different thickness. These are kind of heavier duty and lighter duty. That's why you want to make sure you wear proper. If you're not sure which one to get, I would just stay with the medium or heavy duty, heavy thickness socks first. And as you get the more advanced, you might want to invest some more money for the spring socks too. My hidden weapon underneath, I would recommend this butt pad for every snowboarder. I've been riding snowboarding over 20 years, but not too many people know I wear this underneath. And it gives you a tailbone protection. And a lot of snowboarders sit on the snow. That's why it gives additional insulation and cushion. And it's made by ProTech. I think I purchased this from REI. And I had this thing probably about 20 years. That's why it lasts me that long. And I mean, it's still good. I don't have any plan to replace it. And I think it doesn't cost that much, maybe $20, $30 you can buy one. And I had some knee pain that I started taking glucosamine. And I also wore this elastic knee brace underneath. And after that, snowboarding pants, I got several different pairs. And this is kind of medium weather, spring weather type of pants. And make sure you got zipper at the bottom of your pants. That way it fits around your snowboarding boots much easier. I wish OR made this a little more, a couple more inches to be nicer. That way it fits around my snowboarding boots much better. And make sure you got some extra pockets. And I enjoy wearing suspenders because that way you don't have to worry about your snowboard, pants coming down. You don't have to find the belt. And some of the additional ventilation, you can just unzip it on warm days for some additional air flowing through your legs too. I got zippers on both sides. And this is a little more heavier duty pants. You can see I got some rips, but it still works well. So that's another OR product pants, and I think OR makes the product very reasonably priced, so you can find them on sale quite a lot. And I think I kind of mumble a lot, but I think that's it. Or I have for the how to dress for snowboarding. I mean, I don't expect you to purchase all this thing overnight, but you can kind of build up. And best time to purchase snowboarding gears probably toward the end of the season, because a lot of companies are trying to get rid of their inventory because they don't want to hold on to them until next season. So when you buy any snowboarding gears, make sure you do some homework and purchase one that has a good review. That way you're not constantly buying it. And once you buy, I just show some of my items I've been wearing for 20 years without too much problem at all. So make sure you get a quality item that's going to last a long time. That ends up better investment for long run. And if you have any questions, just post your question. I'll try to answer best as my knowledge. I've been snowboarding over 20 years. I taught snowboarding at Sierra Tower for about 3 years. That doesn't mean I'm a good rider, but I enjoy riding. You guys be safe and have fun out there. Bye.